Hi everyone, it's Cody here with How I See It, where I inspire you every day to see the world how I see it. Let's make a fun, patriotic bow. For this bow, I'm going to be mainly using my hands, but I will be using my Deluxe Easy Bow Maker to assist me in holding all of my ribbon for my bow. So I wanted to make something fun for patriotic season. So I'm going to start off with one pipe cleaner, and I'm just going to go ahead and place that into my Easy Bow Maker. And for this design, I'm going to be using one 2.5-inch ribbon, and I'm going to be using three 1.5-inch ribbons. I have a star print. I have this fun red and white polka dot. And I have a solid blue, all right? So I'm gonna start off with my 2.5-inch ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna place my ribbon down here on the end of my spool holder, on the end of my Easy Bow Maker. And that's just gonna help me so I can pull off ribbon as I need it. And I'm going to give myself about a 12-inch tail. So I'm gonna measure out about 12 inches. And then I'm going to twist this ribbon. All right, so we're gonna build our bow one layer at a time. So now I'm holding my bow with my tail coming towards me and my spool of ribbon going the opposite way. I'm going to be building my bow from the base up. Just as if I was building a house, I wanna have a strong foundation and then build up from there. All right, so then I'm going to make a loop, and I'm going to make my loop about 6 inches. So we twist it here, so that the not so pretty side is facing up. I'm gonna make a loop. Your Easy Bow Maker has a measuring device on there. So I'm gonna measure a 6-inch loop, come back to the center where my fingers are is going to be the center of my bow, and I'm going to make a pinch. All right, then I'm going to twist right there in the middle so that the not so pretty side is facing me. So we had our tail going in, a loop, and then our ribbon spool is coming out this way back towards me. So now I'm going to bring this ribbon back up to the middle. Pinch, so it should be about 6 inches. So I can already tell this is going to be a little bit too long. Just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the opposite side and make sure that they are about the same length, all right? It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to twist in the middle. And I'm going to repeat the same process one more time so that we have 4 loops total, 2 on each side. Twist. All right. Now, when I get to this layer of my bow, I'm going to smush this down into my Easy Bow Maker because this is going to be kind of like my holder, so I don't have to hold all of this ribbon. Now, with my final loop, I'm not going to twist in the middle, and I'm going to come straight back out and make my tail. And I'm going to cut off that ribbon. I don't have to measure it on the mat or with a ruler because I can use my first tail as my guide. All right, so now we're done with our 2.5-inch ribbon. I started with my 2.5-inch because it's the largest ribbon that I'm going to be using for this bow. Clean up as I go and put my rubber band on there. All right, so next I want to go in with my red polka dot, y'all. You can use any colors that you want, right? You can use the same formula too for any kind of bow, not just patriotic. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate the same thing that I just did. So I'm going to measure 12 inches and I'm going to twist. All right, so the tail is coming towards me. The ribbon spool is going away from me with the not so pretty side facing up. I'm going to make that loop. Should be about 6 inches, or I can hold it here on my first layer and use this as a guide. I'm going to twist and just keep doing that same thing. All right, so should you find that your fingers start to hurt, sometimes mine do when I'm holding it at the ends of my fingers, I like to move my ribbon down into my crease of my hand here between my thumb and my index finger. I call this my lobster claw. So I'll put my ribbon down here, and then I find that it's easier for me to hold. super important that you're making sure that you're getting your twist tight there in the middle. All right. Same process. I'm going to sit this in here. Come out with that tail. Not twisting in the middle. Not twisting in the middle. Because I want my pretty side to come back out and make me another tail. Snip that off, and we're done with this. So this is going to be a 4-layer bow. All right, so next I want to go in with my solid. So I usually always try to pick a solid just to kind of break up all of the patterns. But y'all, you can use whatever you want, as many patterns as you want, right? Same process, y'all. 12 inches. Twist. We're still twisting, even though this ribbon is the same on both sides. We're still going to be twisting because we want that security in the center of our bow, right? Because where our fingers are is where our pipe cleaner or our zip tie is going to go. So twisting that is going to keep these loops from pulling when we go to pull and tug and fluff on our bow. All right, same process. And you'll notice that as you do this, the easier it becomes. Twist. Twist. Just like that. And then we're going to place that, you guessed it, just inside of there. You know, I love these easy bow makers. It's such a great extra set of hands. Sometimes I wish I was an octopus, and usually when I'm making bows, that's when I wish I had lots of hands. Super, super pretty. Now, for my final layer of my bow, I'm going to be using this pretty star ribbon. Pull some off, just see how much I have. All right, so love this star print. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna measure off 12 inches, twist. So we have pretty side facing up. This is my tail, not so pretty side. Making that loop, pinch, twist. Just like that, twist. You know, whenever I started to learn how to make bows, I learned that for me, it was easier for me to learn with 1.5 inch ribbon because it's smaller and it's easier to hold. And then I worked my way up to larger ribbon. I'm always using wired ribbon as well whenever I am making bows. Same thing, y'all. Sit that in there with my tail coming out. All right, and we're gonna push down a little bit here in the middle, and I'm gonna kind of fluff this up just a little bit. Super, super cute. Now, what I want to do for a final little touch is I'm gonna go back in with this polka dot ribbon because I think it's super festive and fun. And I'm gonna do one more layer. So I'm gonna measure out 12 inches and I'm gonna make a twist. 12 inches. Make that twist. I'm gonna make me a 6-inch loop. Okay, now I am not going to twist again. I'm going to just take this and place this right inside of my bow maker. So I'm gonna go in with the tail, make a loop, and then I'm gonna come right back out the same side that I went in. So we have 2 polka dot tails on this side, all right? Now what I'm going to do, because this is a larger bow and I don't want this guy to break, I am going to go in with a zip tie. And I am going to slide this under here. I'm going to start to zip tie this, not all the way. I'm just going to do it just so it clicks just a couple times. You can hear that there. Now I know that when I pull this up, it's not going to go crazy and go undone. So now I can pull this up, I can work that zip tie to the middle, and then I can work it to the back. Now, before I tighten it all the way down, I'm going to put my pipe cleaner in here so that I have a way to attach my bow. Feed that right through there. Just like that. Give it a good little twist. Now I can go through and I can go ahead and I can tighten this up real nice and tight. I'm gonna snip off this extra zip tie. No, this just adds extra security for our bow. Now it's time to fluff up our bow because this doesn't look too hot, right? So what I like to do is I like to hold my bow in the center with loops facing towards me and loops facing away from me. My dominant side is my right side, so I always work with my right hand the most. So I like to have all of my tails facing towards the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my bow gently. I'm not grabbing it super tight, just so that it doesn't get away from me. And I'm going to pull all of these tails to the right side. Right, just like that. Now, I'm going to work on one side first, and then I'm going to work on the other side. When I'm fluffing my bow, I always like to start in the middle. So that was our last ribbon we did, which was that red polka dot. And then I like to fluff in a left-right motion. So I'm going to do each layer in a left and a right. Left, right, left, right, and finally left, right. Just like that. Now we're going to work over to the other side, and I like to start on the opposite way. So right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and left. Just like that. Now we're getting our bow more fluffed up, and it's starting to look more like a bow, right? Now I'm going to twist my little pipe cleaner here, just so that I can attach it back to my bow maker. And I like to hold it on there just like that. Now I'm going to dovetail or fishtail my pretty little tails. You could absolutely leave it like this, but all I'm going to do is fold over these ribbons, give it a snip, so that I have a pretty tail right here. And I'm going to repeat this on all of these ribbons. You can cut your tails any way that you like, or you could leave them as is. It's all up to you and your creative preference. All right, just like that, y'all. How pretty is this? Super, super pretty. All right, we got this one just a little bit longer, so I'm going to shorten that guy up just a little bit. Super pretty. Absolutely love this. This would be so pretty on a wreath or an arrangement, maybe even your mailbox or on a sign if you already have a sign or a monogram on your door. Perfect addition to a lamppost. So many possibilities for a fun patriotic bow. Y'all, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're new to my page and you do not like and follow my page yet, I encourage you to like and follow my page. I also have a VIP text alert number that I would love for you all to text, 804-258-6513. You can text any word to that number and it will sign you right on up. All right, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and you all be kind to one another above all, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everyone.